So I'm guessing you already know what we're gonna do if you clicked on this video. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first off, you're going to need eBay foam, obviously. Box cutter, Sharpie, contact cement. You can use hot glue as well, but contact cement is a godsend. Obviously, safety first. You're gonna need a respirator, safety goggles. You don't really need a power sander. You can use a mouse sander, but a mouse sander will take longer. I just use a power sander to make it quicker. A heat gun, and to seal the foam you need Classy Dip. Okay, the next thing you want to do is make the outline of the mask. There's just a rough outline, but if you want to make one for someone that's about 5 feet, what you want to do is you want to make it lengthwise 17 inches and width about 11 inches, 10 inches. Alright, now we're gonna cut the outline out and then I'll see you after. Okay, so now you can decide which side you want to be the top of no face. Doesn't really matter as long as you get the measurements and as long as it's equal. Yeah. Okay, so this is the most important part. You want the triangle where you cut the incisions to make no face curved. You need the triangles, the incisions to be made so that way it will be three-dimensional and not flat. But this is the most important part because the triangle that you cut here, you have to place it in all the other places that you need to do it. So all the 4 corners, you need to use that exact triangle or else it won't be even and it'll be floppy, or not floppy, but lopsided. Okay, so you can see that I used the one triangle to make the rest of the marks. So I'm gonna cut them out and see you after. Okay, so now we're gonna heat treat the foam. So this means that we're gonna use the heat gun and blast the foam with it. Please be patient with heat shaping or heat treating because if you're impatient with it, it'll end up really bad and it just won't look good in the end. Make sure you get both sides when you're doing this. And then now you're just gonna wrap it into the shape that we want it. Wrap it in a circle. You're gonna hold it there for about a minute. And then you're gonna try to wrap this top part as much as possible. Be careful of the corners right here. You don't want them ripping. Okay, so you can see after heat treating that the foam is curved now instead of flat. So in order to make these cuts not appear, we're gonna use contact cement. Okay, so before you actually open the jar of contact cement, what you wanna do is you wanna put on your glove and you also want to put on your respirator because fumes that come from the chemicals in here are really bad. But what we're gonna do, and you'll see, is that we're just gonna put the contact cement right on this little surface right here for all the incisions. We're not going to put too much, just a little bit so that you can see the layer of it. By the way, you don't have to use your finger, I'm just using it because I'm more used to it. Okay, so you can see that there is a little bit there. So you're just going to wait for it to dry until the liquid doesn't shine anymore, and that's when you can connect the 2 surfaces and it will connect instantly. Okay, so now that the contact cement is dry, all you want to do is you want to put the 2 surfaces together, but you want to make sure there's no seam on the top. So you're gonna start aligning with the top part first. So. Sometimes when you connect the 2 surfaces together, there will be a bigger bump right here, like a corner. That's where you'll need to sand it down, but luckily this time we don't have to. So that's why you would use a power sander to sand that edge down. But to get rid of this seam, we're gonna use our mouse sander right now, the triangle one, and we're just gonna sand this down on all the seams. And to get rid of this little piece right here, you can just put this on the corner of a table, so like this, and just cut to where you need to get rid of. So if one of the cuts, as you can see, all of them are sanded down, not fully smooth yet, but if it's coming apart slowly, what you gotta do is you just gotta put contact cement on it to loosen it up, and then you have to close it again. What you can do to fill in gaps, like this one right here, is if you have a hot glue gun, then if the plasti dip doesn't fill it up, which it should, then grab the hot glue gun and put a little bit of hot glue on top of it. And I know you're thinking, oh, won't that make it lumpy? Yeah, it will, but then after that, you use the nozzle, since it's heated, you use it to even it out and flatten it and make it smooth. Okay, so now that we finished sanding, we're gonna blast the surface with heat one more time to close the foam, and we're gonna plasti dip it. All right, I just finished plasti dipping and now it's ready for paint. So yeah, this build only takes about maybe 2 or 3 hours if you're fully committed. First time it'll take a while though, but you get better at it once you try it more. When you finish the outline and whatever you need to do, just get ready for painting. And now you have a non-flat, no face mask.